strengthen as it makes a beeline towards the areas between Apalachicola and Cedar Key. Everybody in between there needs to be on high alert right now. Hopefully nobody's there. But even like farther inland, even in places that have avoided the mandatory evacuation orders, downtown Tallahassee, for example, places like farther inland like Monticello, Madison, Greenville, you guys need to be bracing for impact. This is going to be a very strong storm. We haven't seen one like this down here in a little while, so get ready.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
Safe. Generator misuse is no joke. Ooh. Yeah, I need to show that generator graphic again soon. All right, we got another tornado warning. This one includes Port Charlotte again. So here we go. We've got another area of rotation that we're watching down here that's coming up towards Port Charlotte, Punta Gorda, Port Charlotte, all the way up towards places like Sidell, Sandy, and Edgeville. You're under a tornado warning again. This is radar indicated rotation. This is going to be for Charlotte, Sarasota, DeSoto, and Manatee counties in Florida until 6:45 p.m. Eastern. Some of the points of interest that you might recognize that are in the path of this storm include the Port Charlotte Christian School, the Prairie Point Camp, and the Panther Point Campground. Huge shout out to Alternative English. Everybody say thank you to him. Super great contribution there. Thanks, Ryan, Andy, Chris, Brad, Caleb, and Elijah. And everybody behind the scenes. Tornado watches have all been reported by you before. Officials, amazing work you're doing here. And I hope that you can somehow cover the events in the Caribbean. Alternative, thank you so much for that. Thanks for the kind words. I really appreciate it. You didn't have to do that. Three tornado warnings, 15 flash flood warnings currently. Things are quite active right now, but you haven't seen anything yet. When this part of the hurricane, this disc right here, starts interacting with land, and it's getting close, we're going to have some big problems.
Selfless Flower says law enforcement officials have told people who ignored the mandatory evacuation orders to write their names and date of birth on their bodies in permanent marker. We heard about that earlier. It's an unfortunate thing to have to communicate. Jonathan says, got friends down in Tallahassee right now, praying for everyone to stay safe. Thank you and your team for the coverage. Thank you, Jonathan.
Zach says, hey, Ryan, this is from my son, Tacker. He looks up to you and really thinks you're awesome. He just won in the fair with a tornado display. He won the best show. He would like to send you a pic of it. I would love to see that. Please send a picture of it. Thank you for sending that. That's awesome. If you're just now tuning in, it's starting to look like all right, you can see the winds are really starting to pick up. Tons of storm surge already in the Tampa area. And also the just general flooding and everything else that comes along with a hurricane. It's really starting to ramp up. We started this stream 6 hours and 30 minutes ago. And, you know, a lot of people in the chat was like, you know, it seems like a normal day. What are you talking about? This is how it happens. Okay. We've slowly creeped up on a moment where it feels like we're in a hurricane now, and things are only going to get more intense here until they don't. So keep that in mind. We're going to continue to see the conditions deteriorate everywhere in Florida, specifically in the Big Bend area. It's going to get a lot worse over the next couple of hours. Go ahead, Andy.
Hey, Ryan, a little bit of an oddball to throw at you, but I know you can look at it with Radar Omega. There are currently unwarned tornadoes and have been some unwarned tornadoes, but there is currently one ongoing in parts of Quebec in Canada, northeast of Trois-Rivières, or Rivières, near Grandines. There is an unwarned tornado with a debris signature from the CASSF radar. So unfortunately, they are in a severe thunderstorm warning, but no tornado warning exists for the area for what is definitely a rain-wrapped tornado up there near Grandines or Grandines and Parisville in Quebec.
Wow. Thank you, Andy, taking our attention to Canada, where we have some tornadoes ongoing right now. This is, like he just said, just north of Parisville, near the town of Leclerville, specifically around the Highway 132 area, 226, moving towards the St. Edward area, and south and east of Grandines. So very interesting. We've got a couple of different storms up here. And I know that we've got some people watching, because there's always somebody talking about how we should talk about Canada. So I'm glad that Andy took our attention up here. Unfortunately, we don't have any sort of warnings up here for the tornadoes, but there are some severe thunderstorm warnings. And it looks to me like these storms are going to continue to be capable of producing tornadoes as they go over farther east, even towards Quebec and places like that. So we'll check back in over here periodically. And if you're in Canada, we'll add you to the list of people who need to be watching out today as we experience this huge, massive weather system that's causing a hurricane in the Gulf, a predecessor rain event of historic proportions in the Appalachian Mountains, a regional tornado outbreak in the southeast coast, and now tornadoes in Canada. Right now we have one tornado warning, and that's going to be down there in Florida, just north of Port Charlotte. And the rotation signature on this does look quite robust. So this is getting ready to cross Interstate 75. I don't know if we have any cameras on that road, but we should. This will cross over Interstate 75 very shortly.
Look at how fast. There we go. There's the camera on Interstate 75, right where the tornado would cross if it's going to cross.
We are starting to see a little bit of another uptick in lightning around the eye wall of Helene, likely indicative of further rapid deepening and intensification. Speaking of intensification, that last scan that just came in here from our storm near Port Charlotte does look a little bit more intense. So like this could be producing a tornado here near Lakes Toscana Apartments, Lakes of Toscana Apartments, moving up towards the RV Griffin Reserve and Sidell, Florida. Make sure you guys are taking shelter in Charlotte, Sarasota, DeSoto, and Manatee counties in Florida. Just looking through some of the readings from the most recent flights here, the hurricane hunters. Been a second since we got an update on this. Some people are talking about it in the chat. There were some 150 mile per hour winds at flight level recorded with that most recent flight that just went through the southeastern side of the eye wall. Also, a couple of readings as far as the pressure goes. I'm seeing some 946 pressure readings, which is lower than the 950 that we last heard of. So still seeing an increase in the intensity of the storm, a deepening of the low pressure system, and obviously some very strong winds out here in this band over here with, once again, 156 mile per hour winds at flight level. Once again, I still believe there's probably some evidence out there for a Category 4 hurricane. We'll hear about that sooner than later. In fact, I'm still quite confident that at some point here in the near future, they will upgrade that to a Category 4. And I guess they just did it. Is that right, Elijah?
Yes, they just upgraded it to a Category 4 hurricane.
Okay. Thank you, Elijah. So there we go. As expected, catastrophically dangerous Category 4 major hurricane Helene is now Category 4 with a minimum central pressure of 947 millibars. And y'all, I don't think it's done. I don't think it's done intensifying. Lots of people are just now tuning in. The news is starting to break. miles per hour. What that means is that the wind does not stop blowing 130 miles per hour. A lot of people think about it and you're like, oh, okay, well, like you're outside and then you get hit by a big burst of 130 mile per hour winds. And then, that's not how it works. It's 130 mile per hour winds nonstop. The lowest the wind speeds get is 130 miles per hour. And then the bursts of wind that come are 140, 150, 160 miles per hour. So if you can think about that for a second, you can kind of understand the reason we use words like catastrophic to describe the kind of damage that's about to be done in the Big Bend area of Florida. We are officially witnessing rapid intensification in every sense of the term. After struggling for most of the night last night and early this morning, Helene has really got its act together, and it's now intensifying at an extreme rate. We've got a high-end Category 4 in play at Landfall, potentially. So that's something that we've got to think about. Once again, I know people are pouring in here as we brace for impact from Helene. Category 4, Helene is continuing to intensify. The eye of the storm is completely hollowed out. It's on satellite. It looks completely closed off. We've got lots of robust convection happening around it. This is about as bad of a situation as you could possibly have right now. There's no reason to expect any weakening whatsoever before landfall. So let's not even talk too much about the potential for intensification, right? That's on the table. Let's say it doesn't intensify at all and it just maintains its strength as it comes up towards the coast. This is going to bring about the 15 to 20 foot storm surge that we've been talking about. This is going to bring about the catastrophic flooding and extreme wind damage over a large area. We've got to be very, we're most concerned about places to the south and east of Tallahassee. Let me read off some places where these areas will likely receive the greatest impacts from the landfall portion of this storm. We're talking about Crawfordville and St. Marks. We're talking about the St. Marks Wilderness area, Newtall Rise, Perry, Florida. Perry, Florida is in a really, really dangerous spot. And then, of course, areas potentially over here near Deckle Beach, Keaton Beach, and Fish Creek. Potentially catastrophic damage. Inbound. Andy, go ahead.
Thanks, Ryan. Yeah, and we've still got the tropical tornado threat going on for everyone joining now in
Hey, Ryan,
especially all along the South Carolina beaches from basically Savannah, Georgia, up to Georgetown. Now there's another landfalling tropical supercell here that I think may get a tornado warning due south of Georgetown that can be that can be seen from KLTX. Thank you, Ryan, for that. Sorry. So if you take the Wilmington radar in North Carolina, you can see that rotation there. That's headed up to Georgetown, South Carolina. And then another one I am concerned about is going to head towards Hilton Head Island, closer to Savannah, Georgia, on the other side of South Carolina's beaches here. So those two areas are of concern. The latter is currently maybe about 20-25 minutes out from the shore of near Hilton Head Island in South Carolina. Should miss Savannah, Georgia to the north and east. But I'm continuing to watch these tropical tornadoes. And also, while Ryan talks about the impacts of a Category 4 hurricane, since since we're getting closer to that, I'm happy to. I'll also occupy my time by answering your guys' questions on Twitter. If you just want to go to my Twitter, I can answer some of them for you. If you need another resource, if you need a question immediately answered, I'm going to comb through those as best I can. You can just respond to like my latest picture on there.
Okay. Thank you so much, meteorologist Andy Hill. We're going to keep an eye on all those storms, and as soon as we have a warning issued, we're going to go straight to it. We're starting to see significant flooding in several different areas. We've got cameras showing that, and also we've got an update from Brad. So let's hear that. 1 second. Here we go.
Hey, just wanted to let you know we are here in St. Marks, Florida, just south of Tallahassee. The area that we're under right now is going to be inhabitable in just a few short hours with the water that's coming up between 15 to 20 foot. Wanted to go ahead and let you know that the water has started coming up a considerable amount. This is a boat ramp right here. I've zoomed into the dock. That way you can tell. Typically that dock is either parallel or actually dry. Hey, Ryan, I just wanted to let you know, I'm sure you know this, but just want to let you know that it's been upgraded to a Category 4. Hey, Ryan, when you got a second, hit me up.
Okay, all right. Brad, go ahead. So Brad is trying to reach out. We're going to listen for him. And we're also going to watch the water pour in here. Send me a map. And then this is in the, where is this? Near Clearwater. This is in the Tampa Bay area right here. Water's also taking over State Road 60. So the water is rising significantly, and I want to point something out. What we're looking at here is it's nowhere near 15 to 20 feet of storm surge. All right. So we're already starting to see some pretty significant impacts from minor storm surge, essentially. What we're going to see in a few hours, unfortunately, is storm surge of up to 20 feet, which can completely submerge houses, completely cover houses. And that's what we're going to be dealing with in the Cedar Key area, Horseshoe Beach, all these places in the Big Bend of Florida. But the water situation obviously is pretty dire here in the Tampa Bay region as well. And these waters are also going to continue to go up. The Howard Frank Bridge is about to be overtaken. we got lots of new people in here. We are once again bracing for impact from Hurricane Helene, which is now a dangerous and destructive Category 4 hurricane. It's going to make landfall somewhere between Apalachicola and Keaton Beach, which should be a few hours from now. The worst case scenario is unfolding for these areas. We're going to start to shift our focus a little bit to our storm chasers as the winds and stuff start picking up. Remember, it's going to happen fast. It's going to seem like it's calm, and then all of a sudden we're going to have our extreme winds start to take over, and it's going to be a really intense couple of hours as the storm makes landfall.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
And we've got ourselves a new tornado warning. This is for Georgetown, South Carolina. This is what Andy was talking about earlier, so let's go fly over there and check out that most recent warning. And unfortunately, y'all, this is going to be a problem too, right? Landfall's happening, and our tornado threat's probably going to increase during the same time. So we're going to be jumping back and forth between South Carolina, Georgia, and our tornadoes and our catastrophic hurricane making landfall over here in Florida. That most recent tornado warning is going to be for Williamsburg County and Georgetown County in South Carolina, and that is a really a concerning looking couplet there near Cow Head Landing, moving up towards Union Crossroads and Rose, and eventually Hemingway. All right. Right now, the tornado, if it's down, it's right there near the Cokerville Lake and also near the Browns Ferry Park, moving up just past the St. Luke's Park towards Rome and Hopewell, and then it's going to go right towards Hemingway, South Carolina. Take shelter if you're in Williamsburg or Georgetown counties in South Carolina. We still got a tornado warning back here in Florida as well that we need to check in on. A tornado warning for areas just east of Punta Gorda. Lots of places over here like Morgantown and Ridge Harbor are in the path in Florida. Hull, you guys need to take shelter as this is also a pretty robust area of rotation that we're watching. It's going to go just to the west of the Adana Airfield, between Cleveland and the Adana Airfield, and then continue on up towards Arcadia. We've got a tornado warning for Charlotte and DeSoto counties until 7 p.m. Eastern. All right, I'm going to go back to the regular radar view here so we can really watch the development of this eye wall, which just continues to look more and more organized and nasty. We're about to see a lot more strong winds also working into the Clearwater area. I would expect to see a 10 to 20 mile per hour increase in those sustained winds in Clearwater and Tampa over the next 30 minutes or so. Up next, we've got places like Cedar Key and Spring Hill that'll be getting in on the intermittently hurricane force winds on the outside of the core of the storm as it's approaching land. And once again, it's pretty obvious to see here from radar that we have mesovortices in our eye of the hurricane here. This is indicative of a continuing strengthening storm. This reminds me a lot of, honestly, it reminds me of a little bit of what Hurricane Michael looked like on its approach to Florida. Don't know if, obviously, if we've got the same exact situation unfolding there, but this is what you look for in a hurricane that is strengthening and also has a really dangerous eye wall with those extreme winds associated with the mesovortices. Rapid intensification is underway. See. We're also already starting to get reports of power outages, right? So we've already got about 300,000 people without power in Florida. That number is going to go up significantly, and most of
A new
those power
tornado
outages
warning
are
has
coming
been
from
issued.
the Tampa area. Just got a new tornado warning in Georgia. Let's go check it out. We're going to fly over there. And this is for Baker, Mitchell, Daughtry, and Calhoun counties in Georgia. Baconton is the name of the town that this is closest to right now, and Flint. The rotation's right here. It's going to continue to go in this general direction towards the Red Store Crossroads and the Pine Bloom Farm Airport. Take shelter if you're even as far back as Leary, Georgia. You guys have a potential tornado coming for you. Take shelter immediately. Also, seeing some increasing rotation with these storms to the north of Bainbridge that might warrant a tornado warning at some point here for areas between Donaldsonville and Colquitt, Georgia. Yeah, the maximum winds right now with Hurricane Helene are 130 miles per hour sustained. If it maintains that intensity until landfall, it's going to be the first Category 4 plus hurricane to make landfall in Florida in the Big Bend region since 1851. So that's once again, this is another reason to be so concerned about this is we don't know, we don't really know how the infrastructure can handle this kind of storm in this area because it's been over 100 years, well over 100 years since we've had anything of this magnitude in this part of Florida. John Carville, thank you so much for that. Everybody say thank you to John. Thank you, Sluss. And thank you, SCH737. And here's an up-close look at the satellite imagery associated with our hurricane here. And you can see that all the lightning that's associated whenever we see those big convective bursts, those big explosions. This is why we constantly refer to the lightning strikes that we're finding around the center of the storm. That's a good indicator of, a strengthening storm. And this one is, I mean, it's strengthening very quickly, and it doesn't look to me like it's going to stop anytime soon. Riley's back with us. Go ahead. unfortunate, but somebody's always our example here that we try to use to discourage people from doing this kind of thing. Don't drive through water, man. And once again, hey, if you don't care about your car, that's fine. But like now, the water's going to keep rising, right? You're going to need your life saved. And now somebody that doesn't want to be putting their life in danger is going to have to come save you. So turn around, don't drown, and don't bug people. All right? Stay off the roads if you can, obviously. So we're obviously hoping for the best for that person, and we're going to keep you updated on the developing flooding that's happening here. Things are picking up in intensity all across the western side of Florida. This is all around Tampa. The Howard Frank Bridge is continuing to look like conditions are deteriorating there. Same thing for down here on State Road 60. Also, I want to also touch back on the thing that we were talking about earlier with the rainfall event up there in North Carolina. It'll probably be a little while before we talk a lot about that again, because we're going to get so locked in on the landfall. But this is an urgent message from the National Weather Service earlier from Greenville. They said this is going to be one of the most significant weather events to happen in western portions of the area. It's talking about South Carolina and North Carolina on the western side. In the modern era, record flooding is forecasted, and it's going to be compared to the floods of 1916 in the Asheville area. Mary, thank you for that. Lynette, thank you. How long before landfall? Misty says, how long before landfall? Landfall, we're a couple hours out. All right, don't know exactly the time, but I would say that we are probably about 2 hours out. Maybe a little bit longer than that. Unfortunately, the longer it takes, the more time this thing's going to have to continue to organize. So we're hoping that it speeds up a little bit more than it has. It is going pretty fast for hurricane standards. So hopefully it just keeps going even faster. By the way, this plane right here is going back through the eye wall right now. It's just crossed past the eye wall. It's getting ready to be in the middle of the storm, in the central part of the storm. Most recent reading focus has been on Helene. But I can show you very quickly the latest tropical outlook, which has a lot of different colors on it. Unfortunately, this is obviously the one we're talking about right now, Hurricane Helene. There's another potential development happening, another Central American gyre, which is what this Hurricane Helene started off as a Central American gyre. Another one of those is poised to potentially try to become some sort of tropical system down here. No idea what's going to happen with that. There's no point in even trying to talk about it right now. Just know that it is a possibility that we have to watch out for that. We've got Tropical Storm Isaac up here, which is going to go to Europe. It's going to weaken before it hits any land. It's not really much of anything. And then we've also got another pretty robust area of convection and potential tropical activity out here in the middle of the main development region. This will likely become a hurricane. But also it's too early to talk about the specifics beyond that, too. Is this going to go out to sea? Probably. But I say right now the smartest thing for all of us to do is focus on the task at hand, and our current hurricane, and then when this is over, you guys can check back in. I'll have daily updates whenever one of these other storms starts to cause problems, and I'll let you know what's happening with those. What? Go ahead, Riley.
Hey, Ryan, I don't know if you caught it out of the corner of your eye. Oh, but there's another one. Camera 3 is having major power flashes right now.
And is that somebody walking through the road?
Yeah, that's the dude who got stuck.
Oh.
Yeah, not the smartest individual on the traffic camera right now.
Oh no, the walk of shame. And my gosh, we're having a big power flashes back there too. That guy needs to get somewhere safe. But yeah, this is what can happen if you try to drive through flooded roadways. This is over towards the Tampa area near Siesta Key. We do currently have 4 tornado warnings. We're going to go back through those here in a moment. Jenny, thank you for that. I did want to show you the national satellite image here. This is just kind of mind-blowing how big this is. This is one of the latest scans from Hurricane Helene. Remember, we're talking about tornadic thunderstorms up here in Canada, loosely associated with Helene. But look at all this cloud cover. All this is the same weather system that's causing our dramatic flooding event up the Appalachian Mountains, and then also our major hurricane now that's about to make landfall here in Florida. This is a huge system. Our tornadoes over here along the coast, our predecessor rain event in the Appalachian Mountains, and our major hurricane. Literally, most people on the eastern side of the United States are experiencing some sort of impact from this huge weather event today. Sit down for a minute.
got an update from our hurricane hunters. Our extrapolated surface is 943.6.
Okay, that's lower. So for everybody following along, it's not good news. We are still intensifying. Our storm is still getting stronger, and unfortunately, it looks like it's going to try to continue to do that for the foreseeable future. Yep, 943.6 right there. So this is our latest Hurricane Hunter flight. That also, right before getting into the eye, recorded 120, a couple different 125 mile per hour flight level winds at 6,900 feet. So our storm is continuing to intensify. We've got a major Category 4 hurricane on our hands, and it could be a more robust Category 4 at landfall. It could potentially even be a Category 5. The thing that doesn't matter too much at this point is exactly what category it is, because it's a done deal now. This is going to end up causing a lot of problems. The catastrophic storm surge is underway. It's going to happen. And of course, the extreme winds are going to be possible between Apalachicola and Cedar Key. So we're just kind of watching and waiting now for the next updates. Santana, Acasio Santana, thank you so much for that. Everybody say thank you to him. That 50 gifted memberships. That's super awesome. I'm reading just a ton of info that's coming in. There's a lot of it out there. Flooding reports are just out the wazoo, literally, and that's we're still at the beginning stages of that. We've got lots of storm surge being reported now, and you can see a lot of it here through the cameras that we're showing. Florida Department of Education, Department of Transportation, sorry, has a very extensive camera network that it can handle a lot, it seems. We're trying to show you what's going on out there in real time. Once the storm actually starts making landfall, we're going to transition more towards our storm chasers on the ground, who are going to be having a really dangerous job, but also a really important job of showing us in real time what happens as the strongest part of the storm makes it onto land here in the Big Bend area of Florida. We've got Chris Hall, Brad Arnold, Caleb Beecham. We've got a lot of our folks out there that you're used to seeing during these streams, right in the thick of it, and they're awaiting they're awaiting the storm. Acasio, thank you. Wow, thanks once again for the incredibly generous super chat. Wow. Riley, go ahead.
Hey Ryan, we have an update from the Perry County Sheriff. This is one of the areas where our storm chasers are, and the Perry County Sheriff has stated that anyone who is on the streets after 7:30 p.m., regardless of your media or not, will be going to jail. So it sounds like a lot of our storm chasers are going to leave that area and look for somewhere else. I personally think this is a good thing because Perry is not a safe area to be, and it's probably better if there's just no one there at all. I understand storm storm chasers are experienced, but no one on this planet has had experience with a 20-foot wall of water.
That's exactly right, Riley, and I agree. Our storm chasers, the strategy I think that the storm chasers are going to try to play is they're going to try to be as close as safely possible, right? Still closer than what we would want your average everyday person. Like, we want everybody to get the heck out of there. And then people like Brad Arnold and Caleb are going to be our eyes and ears on the ground to kind of explain what's happening in real time as it happens. Beyond that, it's the probes, right? We've put a lot of work into putting unmanned cameras, strapping them onto palm trees and power poles, and some of your all's back porches. This is one of your all's back porch. We've got a camera. Nobody's in any of these houses, right? Everybody's evacuated. They're out of there, but we've stuck a camera here to keep an eye on the area as the water comes in this afternoon and evening. And we have probably a total of 15 or 20 of these cameras on the coast that we'll be checking in on periodically throughout the evening, right on the coast where we expect to have some of that 15 to 20 foot storm surge. We're also starting to see some flooding in North Carolina. This is a photo from Matt. Thanks for sending this in. That water is going to go way higher. Just giving you a heads up. Lots more rain on the way. If you live in a flood-prone area and you already see the creeks and streams are swollen to this degree, just know that's not a good sign, and we're likely going to see much more before we're done. A really interesting thing, honestly, more concerning thing about our forecast track here is as the hurricane makes landfall as a Category 4 or higher, it's going to continue to be a hurricane as it goes farther inland, right? This will be a hurricane as it goes past Monticello, Florida, for example. It's going to be a hurricane, probably a Category 3 hurricane around Greenville, Florida. We expect this to continue to be a Category 2 hurricane all the way up near Albany and Tifton, Georgia. This is wild, okay? A lot of times a hurricane, even strong hurricanes, will make landfall and they'll very quickly become tropical storms after they, are over land for any significant period of time. This is still going to be a hurricane potentially all the way up here near Americus and halfway to Atlanta. It's probably going to be a strong tropical storm in downtown Atlanta, which is absolutely bonkers. So that's just another way to kind of contextualize how strong the storm this is, how widespread of an impact the storm is going to have. A Category 2 hurricane this far inland is pretty much unheard of. So that's something that we've got to deal with. We do have a tornado warning still in effect over here for portions of South Carolina. Hemingway, South Carolina, you are under a tornado warning. You got to take shelter. Also, I know we've got some people watching in Greenville, at least a couple. And you guys are asking questions between Anderson and Greenville right now. You've got some really heavy rain going on. This is the rain, or this is part of the rain that's going to end up leading to our major flooding event that's going to unfold over the next couple of hours or next several hours. The rain's likely not going to slow down much, and we're going to continue to see prolific downpours all the way up until about 7 or 8 a.m. will be some places that experience significant flooding as a result of that. Massive flooding. And here comes a tornado warning.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
Another one in South Carolina. Let's go fly over to it. This includes Charleston. South Carolina. You are now under a tornado warning. Very populated area here. We got to get all those people into their safe spots. There's two areas of rotation that we're concerned about here. There's two potential tornadoes. One of them is coming up past Folly Beach, okay, up towards the Mosquito Beach Historic District. It's going to go right up towards Riverland Terrace. The other one is just to the west of town right now, east of Carolina Bay, near West Ashley, moving up towards Hanahan in South Carolina. So take shelter now if you live in Charleston, Dorchester, or Berkeley counties in South Carolina. Some of the points of interest here that you might be familiar with that are in the path of this storm are the MUSC Health Rehabilitation Hospital and the medical center there. Also, we've got the Medical University of South Carolina Children's Research Institute in the path of this dangerous storm. Also, we've got a pretty large mall. The Epic Center is in the path of one of these rotating storms. We've got to get everybody into their safe spots if we've got anybody at the Epic Center Mall near Charleston, South Carolina. So we're going to constantly be drawn towards these tornado warnings that will continue to pop up as we get closer to landfall. And we do have a camera in Charleston, South Carolina, and you can see it down there just above the tornado warning indicators. Yes, currently Hurricane Helene is a Category 4 hurricane with 130 mile per hour sustained winds. Also, we just got this mesoscale discussion from the Storm Prediction Center. The tornado threat will continue through late tonight. A new tornado watch will be issued soon. So almost the entire peninsula of Florida is about to go under a tornado watch, and also southeastern Georgia. Hey, thank you so much, Weeping Willow. He says, don't forget to hit the like button. Lots of people are sending in photos over on Twitter. Please continue to do so. If you can do so safely, that's going to be the easiest way for me to share them. At Ryan Hall Y'all. That's my handle on all social medias if you want to interact over there. Riley's got something for us. Go ahead.
Yeah, Ryan, the hurricane hunters are yet to leave the eye of the storm. I know about 10 minutes ago I said that was a 943.6 millibar pressure. We are now at 942.5.
Wow. Okay, thank you, Riley, for bringing us back over here to the hurricane hunters. You can see what did you say, Riley? 940 what? Point what?
942.5.
Okay, so yeah, I'm seeing even maybe a more recent one of 942.1 as well. So we've got basically, if you're just now tuning in, there's a lot of you in here who probably don't, you don't know what we're talking about with the millibars. The good news is you don't need to know. Basically, what we're looking for is for this number to drop. Last night, it was in the 980s, okay? Earlier today, it was in the 970s, 960s. And really quickly over the past few hours, it's dropped significantly. We're probably on the verge of seeing a 930-something millibar hurricane. All you need to know is that the lower that number, the stronger the storm, okay? And the faster the number drops, the greater the rate of intensification we are experiencing. Right now, it's dropping like a rock. So the storm is definitely still getting stronger as it approaches the Florida coast. It's already a Category 4. It's going to make a run at Category 5. I don't know if it'll make it there before landfall, but it's certainly going to try. Go ahead, Riley.
Yeah, Ryan, we actually have now a drop sonde pressure of 944 millibars, so that is observed. And also, I want to mention the eye of this hurricane is now at 28 degrees Celsius. That is much warmer than we've seen it in its entire life process so far. And the warmer this gets and the lower that pressure gets, that's just indicator after indicator that this thing is strengthening, and it's doing it very, very fast.
Thank you. Thank you, Riley. Shout out to Do a Little Good Foundation. Russ Spears, thank you for that. And thanks to everybody for all the support. Once again, if you want to, if you're interested in helping, obviously there's going to be a lot of people that need help after this is all said and done. If you're interested in helping in that capacity, the best way to do it is to go to the y'allsquad.org. There's a thing up above me here that shows how much we've raised today for this storm. And go over there and you can make a tax-deductible official contribution to our 501c3 nonprofit organization. Caleb Beecham, he's our guy on the field, in the field for the Y'all Squad here, and he's going to help us put those dollars to use. So once again, that's the y'allsquad.org. Obviously, nobody has to do anything. You just being here, watching us and sharing us on social media. We couldn't thank you enough just for giving us the opportunity to
a new tornado warning has been issued.
Okay, another tornado warning. Calhoun, Terrell, Daughtry, and Baker counties once again in Georgia. We got to fly over there and investigate this one. This one is for Morgan and Leary. If you're in Morgan and Leary in Georgia, you are under a tornado warning. We need you to take shelter. We got a tornado producing storm potentially just to the north and east of Pine Bloom Farm Airport, moving towards Ducker and Holt. It's going to go past Leary and towards Morgan. Take shelter now. A lot of people are asking about, what pressure makes it a Category 5, these kinds of questions. I'm going to pull up a graphic for you. The only thing that matters when it comes to the hurricane categories is the wind speed, so the recorded wind speed. Right now, Hurricane Helene has winds of 130 miles per hour. That makes it a Category 4. If we see this make it to greater than 156 miles per hour, that's when we have a Category 5. So it's a pretty big leap that we've got to make here. And I'm not necessarily convinced that that's 100% going to happen. But if you're asking if it's possible, yes. Yes. Now, for our residents that live along the coast, what's the difference between 130 mile per hour winds and 160 mile per hour winds? Well, there is actually quite a significant difference, but the problem is they're both just as bad, right? This is going to cause extreme damage just like this will. This one's just going to cause a little bit more of that extreme damage. Does that make sense? So we're already past the point of, this is going to be a bad catastrophic storm. Once again, it's been since the 1850s since we've had a storm of this magnitude hit this part of Florida. So we don't know how these houses and how the infrastructure here is going to handle it. Category 4 or Category 5, it's likely going to be a pretty bad situation for all of those involved. April Maddox, thank you. We're already seeing some flooding in Atlanta as well. This is from a possum on Twitter. Thanks for sending this in. Once again, flooding already occurring in Atlanta. And if you live in Atlanta and you're seeing flooding right now, just know that this is just the beginning. Lots more rain is on the way in Atlanta. We're also going to experience a period of winds between 60 and 80 miles per hour in the metro early in the morning tomorrow. So get ready for that. Go ahead, Andy.
Thanks, Ryan. I just got done answering like 100 questions on Twitter. Thank you guys for sending those along. I did my best. Hopefully, I reached most everyone who a notification got through to me. Happy to do more as well if you guys need a resource on Twitter, need a question answered. I'm here to tell you about the storm to the south and west of our southwest Georgia tornado warning. It does look about the same as the rotation that is in the current tornado warning.
We do have that continued tornado warning for Morgan, and this is also for Calhoun, Baker, Daughtry, and Terrell counties in Georgia. Outside of this tornado warning, our other tornado warning that currently exists is going on over here near Charleston, South Carolina. The good news is the rotation that sparked this warning, both areas of rotation, have calmed down quite a bit. However, there's another one. There's a third spinning spot here that's about to come onto shore in Folly Beach. We could have a water spout here that could become a tornado as it makes landfall near Folly Beach, and then that's going to also move up towards the West Ashley area. So stay in your safe spots over here west of Charleston, South Carolina, at least until 7:30. We'll let you know what else to do after that. Hopefully no more problems after that, but unfortunately, I think you guys are going to have to deal with a couple different tornado warnings tonight. We are near 320,000 people without power in Florida. That number is going to go up significantly as the stronger winds start moving in. All signs are point to this continuing to strengthen. So there's nothing about the current presentation on satellite radar, the current readings that we're getting from the hurricane hunters. There's nothing about any of that that suggests that we're seeing a downtrend.
Hey Ryan, it is Chris. One more time, we got our stream back up, but whenever Starlink decides to
A new tornado
go
warning
with the
has
Lord
been
into
issued.
the air, that's when service may go back down. Just letting you know. But we have the stream back up, aiming out towards Tallahassee. So.
All right, that's Chris Hall. He's up there around Tallahassee. We're going to be tuning into his feed as the storm gets closer to there as well. Let's check in on our other storm chasers too. Brad, we're just checking in. What's going on out there? Give us an update whenever you get a chance. Mr. Brett Adair, whenever you get a chance, give us an update. What's going on? What's it feeling like out there?
Hey Ryan, so we are bailing right now where we are at. The water's coming up pretty quickly. We have officially started to see sustained winds above tropical storm force right there, right when we were about to head out. Actually met one of the residents over here that said he was riding it out in a town just north of here, so hopefully he is okay. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. We're gonna have to drive through some really heavy wind and rain to get to our next point, which is going to be Perry, Florida, where we have ridden out 3 hurricanes, one major hurricane. So I'll let you know once we get there. I know there have been some issues running with law enforcement. I'm under the impression that as long as you're respectful to them, they won't bother you. So we'll give it a shot.
All right. So that's an update from Brad Arnold. He's gone to Perry. And I'd say a lot of storm chasers who were near the coast are getting a little bit farther inland now as we're starting to understand the true scope and severity of this storm. Everything, once again, just continues to look bad. 942 millibars with that most recent reading from our hurricane hunter here. Once again, once you start breaking into the 930s, you're talking about an extremely powerful storm, man. This is a live look at some of the flooding that's happening as a result of a storm surge near Siesta Key over in the Tampa region. Got a car stalled out back there. That one's gone for, done for. Additionally, our tornado warning over there near Charleston, South Carolina. We've got a view of that as well. Currently, not seeing anything too interesting. Also, the rotation has let up a little bit, but we're keeping an eye on it just in case. We're also continuing to see the water rise here on State Road 60 in the Tampa area as this road's about to be completely impassable, but it was closed a long time ago, so it shouldn't be that much of a problem. Go ahead, Riley.
Hey Ryan, if you want to head over to your Hurricane Hunter data, we have the Air Force joining the party in the eye. Right now, it's just been the NOAA plane in there, but Teal is also making their way in there. You should have both layers on, or you should have both layers in that program, so you should be able to turn them both on.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Riley. So we've got a group of aircraft now that's going to be giving us real-time updates on what's going on inside of the center of this storm, which is very important for our ability to understand what's going to happen next, what's the severity of the storm looking like. And so far, everything that we found has been not so great. As far as what we're learning, everything that we're learning is concerning. Is this the flight you're talking about, Riley? Back here, it's just now coming in on the western side?
Yeah, that's the one. Also, there's a buoy in the eye wall right now. You can turn it on Radar Omega.
Okay. All right, so first things first, I'm going to go up to that new tornado warning, and we're going to check it out real quick, and then we'll get back to this. So yeah, there's a new tornado warning now for Ware and Clinch counties in Georgia. We need you to take shelter if you're out here. This is a dangerous storm. It does look to me Like, it's very much capable of producing a tornado. As it comes up towards Highway 84, Glenmore, 3 Points, Cruz Crossing, Pine Valley, Fairfax, and Millwood, all places that could be impacted by a tornado in Georgia. Please respect the polygon here and take shelter immediately. Bear with me, y'all. How's the warning for Charleston looking? Real quick, we'll go look at that again, too, because I did want to check on that. And then we'll get right back into the hurricane. Charleston, South Carolina, you are under a tornado warning. There is not a whole lot of cause for concern right now from the original piece of rotation that sparked that inspired the warning. However, there's a new rotating spot that just went over Folly Beach that's now coming on to the Mosquito Beach Historic District, and it's going to be moving up towards a river Terrace. This could be another shot of a tornado potentially happening here. So we're going to remain under a tornado warning at least for the next 5 minutes here in Charleston. We'll see if they reissue that warning, and if they do, you'll hear it here literally a half a second after it happens. So, yeah, we'll keep you updated on that. Right now, we just want you to continue to stay sheltered over there in Charlotte. Yeah, some of the most recent data that we've got indicates a 942 millibar low pressure center with our storm here. That is low, and it continues to go down. I do want to remind everybody that this is a pretty big deal, not only just because of the sheer intensity of the storm, but because of the rarity of the place that it's going. Like, we don't normally get this intense of hurricanes in this specific part of Florida, at least not in the last 150 years or so. This will be the first Category 4 plus hurricane on record to make landfall in Florida, in this part of Florida, since 1851. And the prior record here in Cedar Key was 1896, where 125 mile per hour hurricane did make landfall. And that was well over 100 years ago. It is Category 4, yes. currently. Hurricane Helene is a Category 4 hurricane with 130 mile per hour winds. The pressure is 945. We're thinking it's closer to 942 because it's rapidly intensifying. Oops. Ryan, how's the Waffle House? Last I heard, the Waffle House, lots of Waffle Houses are closed. Sorry. Yeah, this is the situation with the Waffle House. And I think that some of the Waffle Houses around Tallahassee have decided to close, and also as far north as Valdosta, Georgia, we've had some of you guys send pictures of the Waffle Houses being closed. So this one's not just closed; it's boarded up. And if you know anything about this, the Waffle House Index is a real thing, and it's a pretty good indicator of how intense a storm is. They don't close for anything, and they certainly don't board up for just any storm. Message from the Florida Division of Emergency Management. Helene's going to make landfall as a major storm soon. Shelter in place safely by avoiding windows, acting when you receive weather alerts, and staying inside until the storm is past. It's never safe to walk outside. At any point during or before landfall, or afterwards in the short period. I do think we should switch over to visible satellite imagery here for just a moment to get our last glimpse of the storm before the sun sets. And yeah, there it goes. Obviously, we'll still be able to watch this through the infrared satellite, but really remarkable storm on that last frame there before we really started to lose daylight. This is going to be a really unfortunately powerful storm hitting Florida here. This circular disc look here to the core of the storm, and the eye, just everything about this is just really unfortunate for the residents. And it's going to happen fast. This thing is moving fast. The winds are going to start picking up. And things are going to get really intense here. Really quickly. Back there in the back, we need to be watching all of our probes. And monitoring those, as those will probably be really important here soon. Are we seeing is that a power flash down there? Oh, those are emergency lights, I believe, on emergency vehicle. We don't have to put them on the screen yet. We just need to be watching them. let's check in with a couple of our storm chasers again here, just to see what's up with them. We'll start with Bryce. Hey, Bryce, just checking in. How's it going out there? Where are you at? What's your plan for the rest of the night whenever you get a chance? Chris, whenever you get a chance, we're just looking for updates from everybody. What's going on out there? Sarah, thank you for that. It's such a powerful storm. Thank you for the coverage. I hope everyone in the path of this thing stays safe. Yeah. This is definitely one of the stronger hurricanes that we've covered in a little while.
Yeah, Ryan, I'm not sure if you can hear me or not. The service is very bad out here. I'm about 20 miles southwest of Perry, sitting pretty close to the Gulf, probably about a mile inland from the Gulf, and I'm just going to hang out here until I can't.
Bryce Shelton. And we'll also hear from Chris soon. Additionally, our storm is really picking up here, and this is not even near our hard. Hit area. This is a little bit farther south, closer to Tampa. Things are really starting to pick up there, as you can see. Some of the stronger bands of rain. Are moving in now. We're going to start to see similar nights near Cedar Key, and places like that here soon, as this part of the storm right here is going to be really powerful. As it comes up towards Horseshoe Beach as well. Also, something to point out here, talking about how this is turning out to be somewhat of a worst case scenario. We've got this rapidly intensifying a storm, currently Category 4. Plenty of open water for it to continue to interact with before it starts weakening. Due to interaction with land. Lots of storm surge coming in. Also, it's important to point out that the next high tide in Steinhatchee is 11:30 p.m. So that's going to kind of literally put us right in line with when some of the biggest amounts of water are going to be coming in. So yes, everything is looking like a worst case scenario here. Yeah, so it is official. All Waffle Houses in Tallahassee have shut down. Yesterday, we got word that they were expecting to stay open. Another thing to mention here with, we've been talking a lot about how everything's going to happen so quickly, right? The winds are going to pick up very fast. It's going to hit like a wall of wind and water essentially. and that includes the storm surge. The Hurricane Helene's storm surge is going to come in very quickly tonight. And it's gonna, I mean, it's gonna be kind of insane how fast the water rises. So that's another reason why we hope everybody got out of there. It's something that we've got to think about here as the storm gets closer. Our shed camera it has a light, but it looks like the light is trying to go out or something. And it's not even, it ain't even windy yet. So we might not be able to see this one too well.
Of 10:30ish up to 11. And remember, it's when the middle of the eye comes. It's when the center comes on land. So the eye itself will probably get there a lot earlier, right? Maybe 10 o'clock or so. Then when the center of the storm gets on land, that's when the official landfall will be, and it will be very close to 10:30, 11 o'clock.
Let's continue to cycle through some stuff on reported. Unless Eric, there's anything we want to mention on the weather computers while we have up the weather computers.
No, I mean what I was showing before, and let me get rid of the ruler here. What I was showing before was that big area of rain. Just wants to just keep putting on distances. No more distances. All right, there we go. Now it's off. Let's clear that out, and now let's get to this. So area of rain in Pasco County right now that's moving through much of Pasco County all the way to 75, and also down in coastal Pinellas to about Indian Rocks, Bel Air, and then soon to be Clearwater, and even into downtown Tampa along the fairgrounds, I-4 and 75. And then what do we have below that? What do we have to the south of that? There's really not much there. We'll get some rain bands here and there, but I really think as far as the wind goes, we're going to see the strongest wind. We may have already seen the strongest wind here in Tampa because of that strong band that's moved through. And now that Helene is moving well off to the north, now is when we're going to start to see that storm surge increase hour by hour, minute by minute, because of that wind shifting to the southwest. Combine that with the tides rising. So once we get through this last rain band that's right now over top of Newport Richey, heading towards Spring Hill, Hernando Beach, and then eventually Crystal River, Inverness, and Citrus County, I do think the rain and the wind's going to subside just a bit. Now, not going to calm down, but we're not going to be seeing the 70, 75-mile-an-hour gust in these bands because there won't be any bands.
Every now and again, I look at the map, and I say, there's my house. And I just think, I don't know if you do this. There's my house. Go. Get out. Get out of here. Move on out. Like, there's the, I try to be as professional as can be. I don't know how professional, is professional in the work that I do. But I'm always thinking to myself, like, man, I'm hoping that everything is okay at my house. I was just checking in with my wife and making sure that everything's okay. And every now and again, you're like, man, I live right there. I just hope everything's okay.
Now you're in town or country, right?
That?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I'm in the greater Tampa area.
So what I'm saying is, from where I think you live, I'm not seeing the heavy rain. I think the heavy rain is now off to the north, and I think the worst from where you live is coming to an end, if not over. Yeah. And you're not close enough to the bay where you're going to get storm surge. So, I would be relaxing a little bit more, especially as we head toward the 9 o'clock hour when you're really going to see this rain move to the north.
Yeah, and then too, I think about all the other people that are, in the line of this right now, and that's why it's great to see some folks that are sending in, pictures and videos and showing us, how they are riding out the storm. That's a big part of obviously what we do. So let's see here. We've got okay, let's go back to Report It, and let's continue to cycle through the very latest. Again, this shot.
Yeah, we can watch that for a little while.
Man, Jeff, have you seen the sunset shot from Santa Rosa Beach? I mean, it's really beautiful there. On the other side. Yeah, no, pretty beautiful.
Yeah.
Let's they got the projector screen up in Lakewood Ranch. This is Jill with Miso, and they are tracking the hurricane. Look at that. Dog's very confused. Love to see it. The dog is in the wobble tracker. See that?
Yeah, I do see that. It's hard to tell.
Or is it a puppy?
It's hard to tell, but we haven't seen the wobble tracker in a while. Should we see?
It is there in the bottom left.
I see it there. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Brooke, your photo didn't make it. It didn't transcode properly. I am so sorry. Say hello to Athena. I think we saw this one earlier, or that was Abraham, actually. Let's see. This is Harbor Island 7:30p from Allie. Again, thank you for the timestamp and showing some of the storm surge in Harbor Island.
Yeah. And the rain and wind as well.
All right, moving on here. We've got Mr. Cheech, Florida, checking out the wobbles here with this particular.
He says, look at me. Don't watch that. Look at me. Pay attention to me.
This is Sam in Tallahassee. We haven't talked about Tallahassee in a while. Let's talk about Tallahassee really quickly.
Yeah, I mean, Tallahassee, most likely on the very western edge of this. So right in the eye wall. And again, you're going to experience winds over 100 miles per hour and gust upwards of 120 in the Tallahassee area. So, obviously, if anybody's there right now, it's too late to evacuate. Just got to hunker down.
Being told here this is a power line sparking behind a row of homes. This is from Amanda in South Tampa near the Gandy Bridge. It's kind of hard to see. You can see that Amanda's zooming in. We can see some of those sparking power lines right there.
Oh, yeah, I do see it. Oof. And you see those trees leaning. That one almost looks like it's ready to fall down. But that's the thing. You're going to get a dead tree or a rotted tree that's going to fall into a power line. That's going to cause the power outages.
Again, these are photos and videos coming into WFLA.com/report it. These are from people around Tampa Bay, around Florida, around the world, sending in pictures and videos saying hello and providing us with, videos and photos that are helping us document what's happening in real time. This is a door blown off the hinge in Polk County from Kenji in Winter Haven. Check this out. Uh-oh, they're like, well, the door.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
The door is pretty important. You don't want rain, wind getting into the front of your home.
No.
So the door blowing off the hinge, obviously bad. Blown out windows, really
bad. And you
bad.
can see that's, I mean, I don't know if it's rotted, but it's definitely not strong. Yeah, and that's Winter Haven, huh?
Yeah.
So that's far east in Polk County.
Kenji, sending along our best to you and the family, and hope that, when things clear out tomorrow, you can go to Lowe's or Home Depot and get to work on a repair.
All the tornado warnings have been expired for now, so that's good news.
That is good news?
Yep.
Oh, no, this is a great one. I can see it load up, and I don't know why it won't load onto this system. It's from Brooke in Georgia with some kids, and it's just not loading. Brooke, I am so sorry. We reported as a brand new feature. It still has bugs. We're still working on it. This is from Austin and Tampa, Florida. Helene wins as of 7:55 p.
Is that downtown?
Yeah, look at that.
Almost looks like it, yeah.
You see the detail here?
Yeah, that's very, very vivid.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, you can see
that's probably the
water
last
racing on the concrete.
7:30. Yeah, because right now I'm looking at max offender rate radar, and things are really quieting down in the rain department here in downtown Tampa.
Say hello to Courtney. Sending in this photo of Nellie the dog. Looks like Nellie might be getting a treat.
Yep.
Looks like maybe, I don't know if that's a hot dog.
Had to be bribed.
Yup. Jumping up to get it. Love to see it. Thank you, Courtney in St. Augustine, for sending in that. We're getting in more selfies than storm videos. I'm sure that tomorrow is the day we're going to get a lot of damage video and stuff
Well,
like
once
that.
it's light out again,
Yeah, people will be coming out of their homes, checking in. How about what is this? Is it an iguana, a lizard? What are we looking at?
I don't know what that is. It looks
Different
too, it looks too small.
making it onto the show.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. Is that a bird? It almost looks like a bird.
Is it a bird?
It's like he's holding it in his hand, and it looks like it has a beak.
I see a reptile.
Okay. I don't know what that is.
Right?
I mean, it looks like it has a beak. It's got a black face and a beak on the right. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, that's a reptile.
Okay. I have no idea what that is.
Me neither. Chat, help us, please.
Please, let us know what that is. Whoever sent that in.
Gecko. It's a gecko, according to the
It
chat.
is?
Or an iguana or a lizard.
Iguana is usually bigger than that. Well. It's big.
Let the debate rage on YouTube Live as to what this actually is. But somebody says it might be a chameleon because it is the same color as Jennifer's hand.
Yeah.
A moment of levity here on stream. Good to see some folks chatting about something other than storm. Whoa. Look at that, Eric. Spotted from Bayshore Royal. This is from Kim.
Wow. That's the whole roof?
Yeah. Is that real?
Is that
not tarp?
Yeah, I was going to say, is that a cover? No, that looks like